Hello everyone, my name is Cami and welcome to my channel, Cami's Corner. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. On my channel, we do mainly Bath & Body Works and fragrance content with a sprinkle of lifestyle content, but in today's video, I know I'm so late, but I'm going to be finally reviewing the Whipped Honey and Vanilla Fine Fragrance Mist. I'm sorry, I am so late to reviewing this fragrance. I've just been super busy and haven't really had time or the energy to like dedicate a day of wears test, but I finally have, and I know it's so late, but I do like to review as many fragrances as I can, so we have a look back, like in case this fragrance comes back or it's at semi-annual sale. But I'm so excited to share my review with you guys, and I am going to smell it in comparison to the Honey Wildflower scent that came out a few years ago. But if you're new to my wear test reviews, I wear the scent for a full day. I spray it a little on my clothes as well as on my skin, and I write very detailed notes about my wearing experience, and I spray myself 15 to like 20 times. I don't overdo it. I try to spray just like a normal amount of spraying, and I don't combine it with a lotion or a body wash or anything like that because I am just reviewing how the Fine Fragrance Mist performs. But this is a new fragrance that was out in home care, and it's Honey Drizzle, Blossoming Neroli, and Whipped Vanilla Bean. And it says, embark on a journey through the scenic autumn countryside where timeless elegance surrounds your senses. So I'm going to spray it on my skin just so I can reference it as we're going through my wear test. Oh my gosh, I love this fragrance. This fragrance is so good. I never really smelled it in the home care, so I didn't have like super high expectations, but it smells fantastic. So I first sprayed this at 12:02 p.m. and I wrote it is a very sweet honey vanilla. You get what you get with this fragrance. It says whipped honey and vanilla, and that is exactly what it smells like. It is so delectable. I love it so much. On the first spray, I get like a 7 out of 10. And with like a medium scent bubble. This isn't the strongest fragrance with projection wise by any means, but I think it's good enough for a Bath & Body Works Fine Fragrance Mist. And I wrote down that it potentially could have similar vibes to Honey Wildflower because I get like a 70% vanilla honey with just like 30% floral something. And I think it is that blossoming neroli because of that blossoming note. I think it's giving like a little bit of a floral essence, but if you don't like florals, this one does not smell like overly floral. I just get a little bit more floral, and I get a little bit of like a really alcohol hint on the skin only. On my clothes, I didn't get any bit of alcohol, but like the first 5 to 10 minutes, I smell a lot of alcohol on my skin. So you just gotta let it dry down just a little bit. And it is a sweet, warm honey vanilla with a hint of floral. I said this isn't my favorite fall fragrance from Bath & Body Works that has come out, but it is still a really good fragrance, and it is a gourmand honey fragrance, and it's really nice actually, and it kind of makes me smile. But I do get a little bit more floral than I was expecting out of this one. Like I said, it's about 30% floral, 70% sweet, and I have never smelled the candle, so unfortunately I cannot compare that. And it is sweeter and warmer on my skin versus my clothes. My clothes, it got a lot more of the floral note on my clothes. But it felt more sweeter and warmer and comforting as it like dried down with my skin chemistry. But on my clothes, it was also super warm and sweet as well. I didn't really keep up with this because I kind of like was like, oh my God, I smell so good. And I didn't take very detailed notes. But at 3 o'clock, it was still so strong on my skin. 3 hours later, it was still so strong on my skin. And it was about a medium still on my clothes, but definitely weaker than on my skin. My skin felt way more scent projection heavy. It was a lot stronger on my skin than it was on my clothes. And then at 4:30, it was super light on my skin. So this one lasted about 4.5 hours on my skin. And then the next day, I picked up the outfit that I was wearing, and I could still smell whipped honey and vanilla on my clothes the next day. Was it super strong? Absolutely not. Was I only able to smell it because I shoved my shirt in my face? Yes, but I could still smell it. It was the craziest thing ever. But this fragrance is absolutely delectable. I am so glad they brought this out in body care. It is a sweet honey vanilla with a little hint of floral. So I would rate this fragrance for longevity, honestly, like a 7 out of 10. In my scent preference, 7 out of 10. I'm gonna call this a 7 out of 10. It lasted like 4 hours. That's fantastic for a Bath & Body Works body mist. I paid like $4 for this, $5 maybe on the high end. I think that's fantastic. But before we end this review, I am going to compare it to Honey Wildflower. And there's definitely a different note in this one because it's crisp pear, fresh wildflowers, and sweet honey, but there is still honey in it, and I got a honey floral out of this one, but we're just missing the vanilla in the Honey Wildflower. I'm just gonna spray it right in the cap just to get my quick thoughts. Yeah, they're completely different. The pear definitely overtakes, and the Honey Wildflower. Yeah, this is like a sweet pear floral where obviously the whipped honey and vanilla is more like a delectable gourmand. I just wanted to compare it kind of like just for fun because I was like, oh, they're both like honey fragrances and I get a little floral out of this. But this is a million times sweeter and this is fruitier. This is definitely like a spring fragrance for me, and this one is a good late summer fall fragrance. I don't really have anything else to say. I know this video is short and sweet, but I really enjoyed the whipped honey and vanilla, and I would love to get that fragrance in a body wash at some point. And now I'm really curious about checking it out in candle form because it was really good for the fall time. But that is all for today's video and review. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Let me know what were your thoughts on the whipped honey and vanilla fragrance. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, it's such a good fragrance. I'm so glad they finally brought this out in body care, and I think I get the hype of the candle, and I definitely can see myself wearing this a lot. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this fragrance, and if you like seeing my face, Bath & Body Works fragrance, or other reviews like this, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button because it's free to you. Helps me out so very much, and you guys can always change your mind later. Thanks again, you guys, for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!